Welcome to this week's episode of the Compliance Digest, presenting topics on all things compliance related. My name is Alex Krenke, and with me this week again is Jennifer Greene. Jenny, welcome.
Thanks, Alex.
This week we wanted to discuss a topic that's been hitting most of the headlines in the investment world, and that's the CFP Board. So sometimes the CFP Board's a snoozer, sometimes they're out there coming up with new rules and regulations. This update has to do with neither of those. So Jenny, what's going on over at the CFP?
As many of you probably already know, it's been all over the news that the chairman of the board of the CFP, Alan Goldfarb, resigned his position. Following him were two other directors of the board, and it was because they failed to follow their own professional conduct guidelines regarding ethics. They didn't put a lot of detail into it, but that's a very brief summary of that removal of those officers. And since then, 3 new officers have been put in place, including a new chairman of the board.
So we aren't expecting a huge delay as far as things at the CFP were going. They are already replacing the staff, and things are up and running once again.
No, it's not changing anything that the CFP board does. This doesn't change becoming a CFP license holder. It doesn't change any of the continuing education requirements.
That's good. As far as conclusions to, or getting some closure on this scenario, when do we expect to find out more? And then thinking about this long term, what's going to be the impact on the CFP board as far as their transparency and sort of the public's perception of the CFP board?
Sure. I think when I think of a CFP board designation or the CFP designation itself, you tend to think that's like the highest level of designation that a financial advisor, short of being FINRA registered, to have. It's kind of that standard that's set out there. But I think it's actually a good thing when you look at the CFP board. They have these rules. They enforce these rules even on their board of directors, and they took action. I'd like to see other designations and other things out there, if they have issues, take that action. And I think as an investor or a financial advisor that is a CFP designee should see trust in that they are following through on what the standards that they set.
Mm-hmm. And then when we're talking about our audience specifically being compliance professionals, how do we expect this to impact our audience or our market?
I don't see a huge impact. I mean, I see more concern maybe initially for investors. I see this bad news out there. Financial advisors need to educate them on what's going on. Other than that, continuing education is the same. How to get your CFP license is the same. Nothing has changed as far as a compliance professional should be concerned. They should be fine.
So as far as the CFP board goes and CFP credentials and having that, there's really nothing to be concerned about. The rules aren't changing necessarily for agents out there. It's just this is more so an incident that occurred within the CFP board, not affecting CFP license holders.
Exactly. It's not affecting them. It's like bad press for the CFP designation. It would be very smart for them to go out and announce publicly when they can what actually happened.
I agree. That'll actually wrap it up for this week's topic. Jenny, I want to thank you again for joining us. And again, this has been the Compliance Digest. We look forward to seeing you next week.